At 80 years old, Dame Helen Mirren stands as one of the most celebrated actresses of her generation, an artist whose brilliance has illuminated both stage and screen for over 6 decades. Her name is synonymous with grace, power, and timeless beauty. To the world, she is the epitome of elegance, a woman who has mastered every role, from queens to criminals, from lovers to warriors. But behind that dazzling smile, behind the awards and applause, lies a story marked by pain, regret, and heartbreak, a story few truly know. Helen Mirren's life has been one of both triumph and tragedy. Born Ilyana Lydia Mironov on July 26, 1945, in London, she grew up in a world still recovering from the devastation of World War II. Her father, Vasily Petrovich Mironov, was a Russian immigrant whose family fled the chaos of the Russian Revolution, while her mother, Kathleen, was an English working-class woman who struggled to make ends meet. From a young age, Helen was taught the value of hard work, humility, and survival, lessons that would follow her throughout her life. Despite the challenges of her early years, Helen discovered her passion for acting at an early age. She joined the National Youth Theatre in her teens and quickly became known for her fierce determination and remarkable emotional range. Yet even in her early days, she battled self-doubt and insecurity. She was not born into privilege or fame. She had to fight for every opportunity. Helen's breakthrough came when she joined the Royal Shakespeare Company, where her performances were raw, fearless, and sensual. Critics praised her for her natural intensity, but in the male-dominated world of 1960s theater, that same strength often drew harsh criticism. She was labeled difficult, provocative, and even controversial. For Helen, it was a painful reminder that no matter how talented a woman was, she would always be judged for more than her art. As her career blossomed, Helen faced another battle: the emotional cost of fame. Behind the glamour, she often felt isolated. The pressure to maintain perfection, to always appear strong, confident, and unbothered, took a silent toll. "I was never the confident person people think I am," she once admitted. "I was always battling something inside." But perhaps the most heartbreaking part of Helen's story is her struggle with motherhood, or rather, the absence of it. In her younger years, Helen focused entirely on her craft. Acting was her passion, her purpose, her escape. She never felt a strong desire to have children. Yet, as time passed and her career reached its peak, she began to feel a quiet ache, a sense of something missing. In a deeply emotional interview, Helen revealed that she once cried for days after watching a movie about motherhood. "It hit me like a thunderbolt," she said. "I realized I would never experience that, never be called mum." Though she insists she doesn't regret her choices, she has also admitted that the pain of not having children lingers. "It's not something you plan," she reflected. "It's something that just happens, or doesn't." Even her personal life carried its share of heartbreak. For many years, Helen struggled to find lasting love. Her fame and independence intimidated many men, and the constant demands of her career made relationships nearly impossible. She often described herself as a loner, someone who loved deeply but was afraid to lose herself in love. That changed in 1986, when she met American director Taylor Hackford during an audition for his film White Nights. They instantly clashed. She found him arrogant, and he thought she was too opinionated. But something unexpected grew out of that tension: a deep, enduring love. The two became inseparable, and though they waited over a decade to marry, their relationship became one of Hollywood's most stable and inspiring unions. Still, their love story wasn't without hardship. Helen and Taylor spent long stretches apart, sometimes on opposite sides of the world, working on separate projects. Helen once confessed that she often cried herself to sleep during their early years together, missing him, but too proud to say it aloud. "Love is work," she said simply. "It's not always easy, but it's worth it." Despite their strong bond, Helen faced one of the most painful losses of her life when she lost her beloved nephew in a tragic accident. The young man's sudden death devastated her. She spoke little about it publicly, but those close to her said she was deeply shaken. haunted by grief for years afterward. It was a reminder that even someone as strong as Helen Mirren could be brought to her knees by the weight of loss. As the years passed, Helen continued to achieve what most actors could only dream of. She won an Academy Award for her unforgettable portrayal of Queen Elizabeth II in The Queen, along with countless other accolades, including Golden Globes, BAFTAs, and Emmys. Her performances were layered WM.